Hi, and welcome to Walkers in August Yoga. Today's flow is specifically for the shoulders and neck. A lot of people, when I ask at the beginning of class if there's anything that's bothering them, mention their shoulders and their neck. A lot of the times when we sit, our shoulders are coming down, maybe we feel a crick in our neck. So this flow is specifically targeted for those body parts. Our flow today will be about an hour, setting aside this time for your personal practice. Laying out a mat or finding a space for yourself to practice. You don't need any props, but if you like, you can have a pillow to sit up on. I have one right here, or a block. Let's start in a comfortable seat. Taking a moment here, shifting your weight backward and forward, crossing one ankle in front of the other. For me, I like to cross my left ankle on top. Normally I have my right on front, that's how I sit naturally. So putting my left ankle in front allows a little variety and that counterbalance. Taking in your surroundings. For me, it's raining outside, so I can hear the rain coming down on the roof, creating a feeling like I'm surrounded in calm. Starting to notice your environment. Checking in with any outside sounds you hear, maybe a TV or a fan, some family members, a pet. Checking in with those outside sounds. And then starting to tune into your own breathing. Our focus for this week is pranayama, which is our breath practice, one of the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. And we'll review a couple principles of the pranayama practice. These might be familiar to you, but it's always worth that review. Our breath is something that's with us constantly. We breathe naturally without even thinking about it, but we can also alter our breath. Our breath is a powerful tool, helping us to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system. Our sympathetic nervous system is when we are anxious, when we're on the go, running from adrenaline. And the parasympathetic nervous system is when we're calmer, slowed down, finding our calm. We can use our breath to exit that feeling of adrenaline. A lot of us have chronic stress in our lives, and stress stays with us for at least 24 hours. You might have a stressful event, and then that adrenaline that your body uses to react stays with you. Also, modern stressors like getting updates on your phone, or the media tools that are always with us and around us, trigger our stress. Our body can't always tell what's an emergency and what is a felt emergency, so we have that chronic stress with us. Tapping into our breath and our parasympathetic nervous system allows us to find that calm faster. So if you can find a regular stillness practice or breath practice that allows you to find your calm and move away from chronic stress. Let's place our palms down on our knees for grounding. Let's inhale, roll shoulders up to ears. Exhale, shoulders back. Let's do one more. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, back. Chest forward. We're going to engage our bandhas, or 3 energy locks, which will allow us to create a container for breath. The first one is at the base, just below your spine. You can gently tuck your spine under and engage that part of your body, almost like you're holding something in. The next bandha, or energy lock, is around your navel, so slight tuck of the navel. We don't want to be pulling in too much, but just a slight tuck. So now we have tuck of the tail, tuck of the navel. Inhale, filling up. Look to the sky. And then exhale, tuck of chin. These are our 3 bandhas, or 3 energy locks at the base of the spine, the navel, and that tuck of chin. You should still be able to breathe, and although you're holding on to them, you shouldn't feel too super tense. It's more like engaged. So maybe find very tense, loose, tense, loose, and it's somewhere in the middle, that engaged. Throughout our practice today, I might give you certain cues to tuck the tail, tuck the navel, tuck the chin, and always come back to this idea of a container. You have a container of air from the base of your spine all the way up toward your shoulders. And imagine that when you inhale, you're filling your container, and then tucking your chin is like the seal on top. And then when you exhale, you're emptying that container. And you can do that quickly, or you can do that slowly. Pause at the top and slowing down, tapping into that sympathetic nervous system. Let's try a couple breaths together, no pressure. First, engage your bandhas, tuck of tail, tuck of navel, tuck of chin, chest forward. Let's inhale, filling up, and exhale out. A little slower, inhale. Little pause at the top, and exhale nice and slow, all the way out. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth, very slow, bringing your lips together, controlling your exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. Wonderful. A couple breaths here on your own. Today's flow will be focusing on the shoulders and neck. If any of the cues bring you pain or pinching, notice where that's coming from and then back off. We'll have a variety of arm positionings for you to try, and maybe you can find one that works best for you that you can bring into your own practice. One more big inhale, and exhale through the mouth. Let's inhale, arms up overhead, big stretch. Exhale, palms into heart center. Always an invitation to the vibration of Om. Inhale. Great. Coming off that block or pillow, if you were sitting on one, we'll do a couple seated stretches so you can find the cross in the opposite leg if you like, shifting your weight to find your center. Let's start with a twist. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist to one side. Gaining length in your spine, still engaging your bandhas. Tuck of chin, tuck of navel. Look over your shoulder, big inhale up tall. Exhale, gaze a little farther, engaging the twist. Nice and mindful, not pushing it. Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. We'll twist to the other side. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the other side, engaging our bandhas. Nice and tall, tuck of chin, tuck of navel, tuck of tail. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, back to center. Nice. Shake it out. And we'll do some exercises to warm up our neck. Tuck of chin here, even a little bit more exaggerated, so we're rounding the shoulders over a bit. Head is coming forward and down. And then we'll take some seated cat-cows from here, placing your hands on your legs. Inhale, look up, chest forward. Exhale, tuck of chin, rounding over. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, chest forward, look to the sky. Exhale, rounding over. One more, chest forward, pulling the shoulders back, big inhale. Exhale, rounding over, tuck of chin. Finding that neutral spine again, chin still tucked. Let's begin to move ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Rocking head from side to side. If it feels okay, you can look up to the sky when you have your ear to the shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, chin to the center. Ear to shoulder. Big inhale, look to the sky. Exhale, chin to center. You can roll the head all the way around if that's comfortable for you, but nice and slow. Being very careful. No competition here. A couple breaths on your own. Checking in with your neck. How is your neck feeling today? What is your level of mobility? Finding that neutral neck, again, engaging those 3 bandhas. Big breath in. Sigh out. Keeping your body still, let's look toward one shoulder. Big inhale, look center. Look over the other shoulder, big inhale. Exhale, center. Let's do one more. Inhale, look to the side. Exhale, center. Inhale, look to the other side. Exhale, center. Beautiful. Rolling the shoulders back for a few. Checking in with your mobility today, then rolling the shoulders forward. Awesome. Finding that neutral seat, we're going to take a couple different arm positionings, and then we'll explore these later in our standing series. First is palms at heart center. Inhale, palms up. So depending on how you're feeling, you can have those palms together. You can also steeple your fingers, which is almost like that Charlie's Angel positioning where your thumbs are together, pointer fingers are forward. And when you're up here, maybe you can roll the shoulders back, chest forward, and then you can even bring your arms, bring your head forward just a little bit. So this is very engaged, and this is a little looser. So finding that sweet spot in the middle, and then we're going to dive our hands forward. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands stay together, diving forward and down. Let's do a few more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward and down. Beautiful. Hands are in front of us right now. Then we're going to bring our hands behind us. And then notice you can clap your hands together. You can also steeple them again behind you, rolling those shoulders back. And then notice how your hands are positioned and that you can switch your grip. So pay attention to one of the fingers, maybe the pointer finger. Which pointer finger is in front? And then switch the grip so the opposite one is forward. Switching your grip is a great way in yoga, just like we cross the opposite ankle to create that balance from our natural patterns. So with our arms behind us, we are going to lean our chest forward, folding forward, taking your time, tucking the chin. So trying not to round forward, but finding that fold so chest is forward, shoulders are back, tuck of the chin. If it feels okay, that system of your hands can come forward and up. Really opening the spine and shoulders here, not forcing it. If it feels okay, the chest can come closer to the ground, the system of the hands up high. This should feel like a good stretch, but no pain. Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, tuck your chin, come back up. Let those hands go down, beautiful. Let's bring our hands out in front of us again. Allowing our back to stretch open, leaning forward. Taking a moment here to notice the difference between folding and rounding. When we're folded down, our chest is forward. And when we're rounded, we have more of a concave, rounded back. When we fold, that chest is forward. If you have a mirror or something to look into, that can help you see finding that nice flat fold. Awesome. Couple more arm positions. We're going to play around with cactusing our hands. We'll do this later in goddess pose. Bringing your hands together in front of your face and your forearms together, if that's okay for you today. We'll inhale, open, creating 2 90-degree angles. This is what I call cactus arms. And notice you can also engage the fingers here. Let's do a couple sunbursts with the fingers, opening and closing the fingers. cactus arms, chest is forward, shoulder blades are behind you. Inhale, open. Exhale, close, coming together. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Awesome. Hands in prayer. Let's bring our hands behind our back this time. You can create, it's called a reverse namaste, so that's having those prayer hands in front of your body, but the prayer hands behind your body. Maybe that's not happening for you right now, so you can hug on to opposite elbows. Notice again the switching of the grip here. You're holding on to opposite elbows, and then you can also switch which wrist is on top. Beautiful, paying attention to that. And then let it go, shaking it out. Inhale, arms up overhead. Taking your right hand and patting yourself on the back, elbow to the sky. The opposite arm can come behind you and see if it can reach those right fingertips. Maybe it's not reaching at all, no problem. Aiming for that top elbow to be pointed up and the bottom elbow to be pointed down. But know that there are lots of variations of that and none are wrong. The thing we want to avoid is really pressing ourselves to do something and getting out of that correct posture of the container in the middle. So don't force it, but if those fingers touch, they can touch and lock behind you. If they're not touching, simply hold on to your t-shirt. All right, let's try the opposite way for that. Shake it out. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Pat yourself on the back. Right arm reaches behind you. Again, maybe you're holding onto fingers or t-shirt, but finding that bind behind the back. Beautiful. One more stretch for you. Inhale, open. Exhale, right arm goes across the body, creating that link with the left arm and gazing over the right shoulder. Getting a nice shoulder stretch here. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. We'll do the opposite side. Left arm over the body. Right arm creates that link. Gazing over the left shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Awesome. Any other little movements you'd like to do, and we'll meet in our child's pose. You can grab a sip of water, shed a layer. Awesome. So coming down into our child's pose. Knees are on the ground. You can always place a blanket below your knees for a little extra support. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Shifting your weight back on your hips. Maybe this is too much, so you can keep those hips high if you like, reaching the arms forward. Fingers can be spread wide if that feels okay. Forehead can come to the mat, or it can be up on a block or a pillow. Finding the child's pose that feels good for you, and we'll take 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale, exhale through mouth. We'll crescent to either side, walking those hands to the right off your mat, and then laying yourself down. Maybe head comes to the mat, maybe not. You can place a block underneath your head, and you can come up onto your forearms if that feels good. Feeling the long stretch in your left side body, and you can place your left ear toward the mat if you like. Couple deep breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Walk the hands back to neutral. Shifting your weight in your child's pose. And we'll find that crescent on the other side. Walking your hands to the left off the mat. Coming onto your forearms if that feels good. And laying that right ear toward the mat, maybe even on your arm. Gazing to the left, feeling the long stretch in your right side body, taking big breaths. Big inhale, exhale through mouth, return to center. We'll shift forward into puppy pose. Arms reach forward, hips lift, and we're keeping our top half of the body close to the ground. And you can find your own angle that feels good, but in general, hips are above the knees here. Forehead can come toward the mat if that feels okay. Feeling a long stretch in our back and shoulders, downward movement. If this is painful for you, you can come up onto your forearms. Pitter patter the feet, deep breaths. Nodding the head no, nodding the head yes. Awesome, we're gonna shift forward into dolphin pose or four-armed down dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Pedaling out the legs, we're on our forearms. Forearms can be parallel, or you can bring hands together so they come into a V. Let's practice shifting our weight forward and back. If you're feeling secure, you can even tiptoe the feet in and maybe lift one leg at a time. Awesome. Deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, sit down those knees, and we'll come into tabletop posture. Hands are placed below the shoulders. Knees are below the hips. Now, this is the first time today that we're putting pressure on our wrists, so noticing how that feels. Let's start to shift our weight forward and back. Our wrists start speaking to us. Noticing how you're in control as you shift your weight forward and back of the pressure you put on your wrists. You can always go onto forearms in any of our holding postures. You can also fold the mat over a layer, which gives you a little support for the wrists. Beautiful. Bringing your fingers toward the outside of the mat, fingers toward the outside, and shifting weight to the right and to the left. Different angle for the wrists. Noticing your body weight. Maybe one side feels weaker or stronger. Bringing the fingers to point toward your knees if that feels okay. Shifting the weight forward and back. Noticing now if you're holding any tension in your neck. And coming back to the idea of our bandhas, even in tabletop. So the gentle tuck of the tail, tuck of navel, tuck of chin, creating that container of breath. Bringing our palms to the sky, if that feels okay, shifting weight forward and back. And then maybe up onto our fists. Some people like that, some people don't. So again, finding what works for your wrists. And then that neutral tabletop. Awesome. We'll come into a few cat-cows here. Inhale, the chest forward. Exhale, tuck of tail. Inhale, chest forward for cow. Exhale, tuck of tail for cat. Inhale, chest forward. Last one, maybe gaze to the sky. Exhale, cat pose. Beautiful. Coming back onto our heels, we'll do a thread the needle. Seat can be lifted a little bit if you like. Placing your left hand down on the mat. Inhale, right arm open to the side. Exhale, the right arm comes through. Shoulder comes down toward the mat. Head comes down. You can use a block below the head if you like. Left hand can stay on the mat, or if you're feeling like you want to open that shoulder, the left arm can reach behind and hook on maybe to your right leg behind you. 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale, filling up. Exhale, placing that left hand down, lifting yourself up. Inhale, right arm open to the sky. Exhale, right hand down. We'll repeat on the other side, shifting a little bit in your hips. Then placing the right hand down. Inhale, left arm open to the side. Exhale, left arm comes through. Bringing that left shoulder, maybe the head down to the mat. The head can be up on a block or a pillow if you like. Right hand can stay next to you, or right arm can come up and over, maybe hooking onto that left thigh. 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Right hand presses down. Left arm opens to the sky and coming back down. Beautiful. We'll shift onto our belly, releasing onto the ground. Nice and smooth. We'll do a couple baby cobras here. Feet are long behind you. Placing your hands beside your chest, elbows back. Even here, we can engage our bandhas in container. Tuck of tail, tuck of navel, tuck of chin. Creating that strong central core container. We'll lift up 5 times for 5 little baby cobras. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up. Keep your chin tucked, looking down. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Notice how elbows are engaged behind us. Inhale up. Exhale, down. I think we have one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Bringing your hands to the 2 front corners of your mat. Arms are basically straight as we lift up in seal pose. This can create a lot of pressure, so you can come down on your forearms. You can also make it more intense by bringing those arms in toward you, or arms can be a little farther away, knowing that you're always in control. Let's take a couple breaths here. Looking down and in front of you. Big inhale, exhale, down. We'll come into a shoulder opener, bringing your arms to a T, placing your right hand beside your body and shifting your weight to the left. That right leg will lift. It can stay lifted or on top of your left leg. It can also go up and over if that's available to you. Left ear can be on the mat or a little pillow below. Breathing deeply, nice and slow here. We'll be here for 10 breaths. Coming into your full expression, big inhale. Exhale, coming back to center. Knowing that you're in control for these stretches, how far you go. It's not about pushing yourself until you feel pain. It's about being in touch with your body and seeing what you need today. Let's repeat on the other side. Left hand plants. Shifting our weight over to the right. Again, that top leg can be on top, in front, or it can go up and over and be behind. Paying attention especially to your right shoulder. Getting a right shoulder opener here. Deep breaths, downward energy, sinking into the ground. Big inhale. Exhale back to center. Nice. Reaching the arms all the way forward. Your head can be down if that feels okay. And then we'll reach our arms back behind us. We'll try one of the arm positions that we practiced in our seat. Hands clasped behind you. They can be in a fist or you can steeple your fingers. And let's try rolling those shoulders back, chest comes forward. If this feels good, you can really engage chest forward using your core muscles and lift the legs. You can even bring your feet together. Engaging our bandhas here. Maybe not the tuck of tail, but tuck of navel, tuck of chin. Chest forward, really engage. Big inhale up, exhale down. Nice. Grabbing for your feet if that's accessible. If it's not, you can make footprints on the sky. Chest forward, kicking your feet back if you have them, coming into a bow pose. Otherwise, arms clasped behind you, feet pressed up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, release down. Awesome. Shake it out. And we'll do a little vinyasa coming into our first down dog. Inhale, lift the chest. This is our up dog. Exhale, tuck toes, coming into our down dog. Down dog is creating that V shape. You can always drop your knees whenever you like. You can come onto your forearms, which takes pressure off the wrists. It also encourages you to engage your abs. Feet pedal, if you like. Waking up the legs. Hands are pressed forward and down. Tuck of navel. Nodding head yes. Nodding head no. Checking in with your shoulders and neck. How are they feeling? Where can you let go of tension? Big inhale. Exhale through mouth. Big inhale. Exhale, tiptoe feet toward your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening your spine. Exhale, crown of your head toward the ground. We'll tuck our chin and rise slowly, no rush. You can even allow your hands to guide you up your legs. Nice and slow, stacking vertebrae. Rolling the shoulders back, awesome. We'll come into a sun salutation A and sun salutation B together. Planting our feet on the mat. Feet are hips distance apart, which is generally about 2 fists together. Slight bend in the knee. Finding our container here, the tuck of the tail, tuck of navel, tuck of chin, filling up with air, and letting it go. Big inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back to that plank posture. Elbows tucked in, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Here for 5 deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, step or jump. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crown of your head toward the ground. We tuck our chin and gently rise up. Awesome. Let's roll those shoulders back, regrouping for sun B. We'll do a couple twists here, allowing your arms to swing from side to side. Keeping that fluidity in your motion. Letting go of any tension in your neck. This time, feet come together, toes together, heels maybe slightly apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, as if you're sitting down in a chair, tucking the tail here. Big inhale, stand up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we step or jump back to plank. Lowering down, elbows tucked in. Inhale, up dog, lifting the chest. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Coming into warrior one, right foot plants behind your right hand. Lifting up. We'll play with steepling our hands, so bringing those hands together in prayer or that pointer finger forward. And let's do a couple of that diving motion we practiced. Hips and shoulders facing the front. Finding about a 90-degree bend in that front leg, so that's really sinking down into it. Or you could be a little higher. Couple more dives, steadying your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let it go. Hands come down. Right foot comes back as you lower. Inhale, up dog. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Regrounding. Coming into warrior one on the left side, planting the left foot behind left hand, lifting up. Hips and shoulders are square to the front. Again, that left leg can be at a 90-degree angle if you're really into it, or you can be a little higher. But that bend in the front left leg. Steepling your arms up above you, see if you can find the opposite grip. So switching the grip of your hands. And we'll do a couple dive motions forward, releasing the shoulders, finding something steady to look at out in front of you. Tuck of tail, tuck of navel, tuck of chin. Big inhale, arms up. Exhale, let it go, hands come down. Left leg comes back as you lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, tuck toes, exhale, down dog. This is for 5 deep breaths. Big inhale, exhale, step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crown of your head toward the ground. Tuck your chin, gently rise. Awesome. Stepping together, inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit back in your chair. Let's stay in chair for just a moment here. Wiggle your toes. And then see if you can go on your toes and lift the heels. Maybe one at a time, maybe both. Then come back to your feet. Do a little cat-cow of the tailbone till you find that neutral tail. Lower down, come back up. And then let's play with our hands. We have our hands out in front of us in prayer. See if you can come into reverse namaste with your hands behind you. That's a good way to remember to keep your chest forward. You can also hug onto opposite elbows. Couple more breaths. See if you can sit down even farther in your chair. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go, and we'll stand up. Grab a sip of water if you like, and then we'll come into a few more standing postures. Awesome. Nice deep breaths coming back into our intention. Standing at the top of our mat in mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Stepping the left foot back, we come into warrior one on the right side. Hips and shoulders to the front. Hands in prayer at our chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms clasp behind us. And see if you can do where you clasp, chest comes forward. And we'll shift this into humble warrior. Big inhale, look up. Exhale, we fold over. Still keeping that bend in the front leg. Pressing down and back with our left leg, tuck of chin, and arms spill up and overhead if that feels okay. Releasing the spine. Keeping a slight bend in the left leg so you don't hyperextend. Couple breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, gently rise up. If you feel dizzy, pause for a moment, keeping your head above your heart. We'll open into warrior two. Warrior two, arms are to a T, pressing down and back with the left leg, keeping that bend in the right leg, but now our hips and shoulders are open to the long side of our mat. Gazing at the middle finger of your right hand. 5 deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, we'll reverse our warrior, so shifting our container as it were backward. Patting yourself on the back with your right hand and maybe going for that grip behind you with your left. You can always hold on to your t-shirt. So we still have that 90-degree bend in the right leg, but we're lifting our chest and looking up to the sky in a reverse warrior two. Big inhale up. Exhale, coming into side angle posture, right elbow to right knee. Left arm creates that long diagonal line. Hips and shoulders are still open to the side. Opening our chest here, we don't want to be closed off. Open chest, long line from the left hand all the way down. the left side body, becoming light in that right elbow. If you want to try a bind from here, the right arm can reach down, and then you reach, maybe arms meet behind your leg. Maybe that's happening for you. If not, you can always begin to practice that, reaching behind, chest open, gaze to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, we'll open into goddess. Goddess pose, those cactus arms. Toes are pointed out to the side. Finding that bounce until you find where you want to be in your goddess. Let's start with hands at chest, and then we'll open to those cactus hands. Awesome. Couple breaths. Maybe you pop up onto your tiptoes on one or both feet. Play with moving up and down. And then side to side, elbow to knee, elbow to knee. Beautiful. Finding your flow in goddess. Elbow to knee, big inhale up. Exhale, elbow to knee, big inhale up. Exhale, finding your center, feeling the burn. Big inhale. Exhale, come up, shake it out, and we'll repeat that flow on the other side. Warrior one to the left, facing the back of your mat if you like. The left leg is forward, hips and shoulders are closed off. Inhale, arms up. Finding that opposite grip. Tuck of chin here, little tuck of tail. Big inhale, look up. Exhale, arms come behind you, preparing for humble warrior. Finding that opposite grip, so opposite thumb on top, rolling the shoulders back. Big inhale. Exhale, folding over, keeping the bend in your left leg. Chest comes down, and that system of arms lifts up, releasing your spine. Tuck of chin, tuck of navel. Nice and steady, looking at the floor. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, rising up. Warrior two. Arms to a T. Pressing down and back with your right leg. Hips and shoulders are now open to the long side of your mat. Keeping that 90-degree-ish bend in your front leg. Looking at the middle finger of your left hand. 5 deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale. Let's reverse the warrior two. Lifting the chest up. Left arm comes behind you, pats yourself on the back. Right arm reaches behind. Maybe you find the clasp, maybe you're holding onto t-shirt. Lifting the chest up, gazing to the sky, still keeping that bend in the left leg. Couple breaths here. Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, release, side angle posture. Left elbow to left knee, creating that long diagonal line. All the way from the right hand down the right side body, pressing down on the knife edge of your right foot. Gazing to the sky, we don't want to collapse the chest, but the chest open. You want to go for that bind, becoming light in the left elbow. Left arm reaches down. Maybe hands find each other behind your leg. Maybe you're working on that bind so you can practice reaching behind. Chest comes forward, never forcing it. Big inhale. Exhale, release, nice and steady, coming back to our goddess pose. This time we're going to fold in goddess, but let's find it first. Sinking up and down. Then we'll come to our prasarita fold. Legs maybe a little wider, toes facing the outside corners. Inhale, chest up. Hands clasp behind your back like we've been practicing. You can also hug onto opposite elbow. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, folding down and forward. That system of the hand lifts above Comes forward, slight bend in the knees. 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck of chin. Lifting up, releasing your hands down. Again, we tuck our chin so we don't feel dizzy. If you ever feel dizzy, pausing where you are, head above heart, resettling. Let's heel toe our legs in. We'll turn to the front of our mat. And vinyasa, finding some seating postures to close. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, try jumping to plank. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows tucked in. Inhale, lift chest. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. We're going to come into our seat from here. Take as many little jumps as you need for the feet to come forward in front of the hands. Coming into our seated series. You're welcome to grab a sip of water. Resetting. Coming into Dandasana or staff posture, toes to the sky, so active feet. Long legs, slight bend in the knee. Here are bandhas again. Tuck of tail, tuck at navel, tuck of chin, chest forward. Hands behind you, rolling those shoulder blades back. Breathing for 5, looking at your toes. Big inhale. Exhale, release through mouth. Hands plant behind you. You can have your fingers facing in towards you if you like. Coming into reverse tabletop. Feet planted down. Lifting the hips up. Neck can look up and back if that's comfortable. And if you're feeling good here, the legs can extend. Coming into reverse plank. 5 breaths. Big inhale up. Exhale, hips down. Then we look forward. And then tuck of chin. Awesome. Being very careful with our neck. We'll come into what I've heard called half Lord of the Fishes posture, which just sounds awesome. Finding that staff posture again, hugging in the right knee. Let's take a moment here, cradling the knee. Noticing how your hip is feeling. Inhale, hugging in the leg. Exhale, placing right foot on the opposite side of that left leg. Left toes to the sky, taking a moment to re-square. We're going to twist here to the right. So you have your center. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, twist to the right, planting the right hand, hugging on with the left arm. Like we did at the beginning, inhale, gaining length. Exhale, looking over your right shoulder. We're holding here for 5 breaths. Making sure your left toes are engaged and pointed to the sky. Using your eyes to look over your shoulder, but still finding a neutral neck, making sure you can hum or speak. Big inhale, exhale, release. Awesome. Shaking it out. And we'll come into that pose on the other side. Right leg is long, right toes to the sky. Let's hug in the left knee. Giving a little love to our leg and our hip. Checking in. Inhale, hugging in that leg. Exhale, left foot comes to the other side of the right leg. Finding your center. Maybe both hips are on the ground, maybe they're not. So finding your adjustment, you can use a little pillow or block underneath you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting to the left, planting your left arm down, hugging in with that right arm. Inhale, gaining length in the spine. Exhale, looking over your shoulder. Using your eyes to go even farther, gazing behind you. 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, neutral. Awesome. Let's bring our feet in together, knees to the side, adjusting our hip bones, and you get to choose how far away or close in those heels are. If the heels are in closer towards you, that's more of a hip opener, and if they're farther away, that's a little bit less. So choosing what you need. Let's inhale, chest up. Exhale, begin by folding so the chest comes forward. And then when you fold it as far as you can round those shoulders over. Everyone will go a different fold here, different round. No pressure. If you feel any pain in the lower back, readjust. You can even scoot your hips back farther. We don't want to pull from the lower back. Couple deep breaths here. We're coming to the close of our practice, just a few more postures. So using your breath practice, the pranayama, to keep you moving. Checking in that exhales calm you down and inhales enliven you. So if you need a little extra energy, a couple quick inhales through nose or mouth. And when you want to calm down, focusing on that exhale. Using your breath to monitor your energy. Big inhale. Exhale, let's tuck our chin and rise up. From here, we're going to do a couple boat poses. Coming into boat, you're sitting on your seat, lifting your legs. You can hold on to your thighs, but notice when I'm rounding here, we want to fold instead so the shoulders come back. The chest forward, more engaged, flat spine. Play around with that rolling, and then find your happy medium with the chest forward, bandhas engaged. You can also have finger to toe. Again, notice how we naturally round, and then we want to bring that chest forward. So focusing more on how our shoulders and neck and chest are positioned as opposed to the legs here. You can also go hands-free. We're going to let this one go. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Crossing right ankle over left. Hands press down. Inhale, try to lift up. Exhale, down. We'll come into one more boat. Finding the hand position that works for you. Chest forward, shoulders back. Breathing deeply. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Crossing left ankle over right. Hands come down. Try lifting up. And let it go. We'll come into fish posture now. A way that I like to get into fish is extending my legs. And then placing hands down, so palms on the mat behind me. And moving them underneath my seat. Feels kind of funny at first. Lowering down onto forearms. So from here, we're almost in fish. Our legs are long. You're really working to get that chest forward. All we have to do is release our head. If the head's not hitting the mat, you can shift your weight back. Really trying to get the crown of your head on the mat. Throat is open. You might want to take out your hair. That's something I notice if that applies to you. You can also get some type of a pillow behind you, or a block underneath your upper body. So the shape that we're looking for here is that really lifted chest, throat open, and then crown of the head coming down. Legs are long, chest open, shoulders rolled behind you, throat open. Making sure that you can breathe, swallow, hum, and even speak. Coming into your fish pose. Instead of feeling like you're holding on to something, try releasing down. Once you're propped up, allow yourself to breathe into the posture. This is a great throat opener and a great heart opener. before you start to move and get out of it, knowing that, like we did in our reverse plank, being very careful with your neck. So we want to remove the props when it's time, taking a lot of care with the neck. So starting to move out of it, keeping that throat open, removing the props, gently tucking the chin and releasing down. It takes a little practice and knowing your space. Just always being careful with the neck. Let's hug our knees in, rocking from side to side. You can do a little spinal twist, allowing the knees to come to either side. We didn't specifically pay attention to our legs today, but we did a lot of leg work, holding that goddess pose, moving through our warriors and our vinyasas. Let's bring knees to center, feet to the sky. Holding your legs, pointing and flexing your feet. Little smile to the face. It's almost Shavasana time. If shoulder stand is in your practice, you can lift up. So maybe that looks like rolling the shoulder blades under, using a little momentum to get yourself up there, holding on. You can also place a block or a pillow very carefully just above your tailbone, so that gives you the natural lift. But you want to find that sweet spot, no pain. Getting to know your props. Be here in shoulder stand for a few breaths. You can bring the knees in toward you, or the feet can go up and overhead in plow pose. Not forcing anything, making sure you can still speak. I hear a change in my voice. Little play or movement here. And we'll gently come down, using your arms to help you control. Awesome. Let's come into a happy baby. Feet to the sky, rocking backward and forward. Also finger to toes, using your peace finger, the forefinger, middle finger, and thumb. Gently rocking back and forth. And this is the last guided posture before Shavasana. If there are any other postures you like to take, go for it now. You can also spend a moment to put on an extra layer of clothing. You might wish to get some water or a blanket. As we're setting up for Shavasana today, a couple things to keep in mind. Legs long, toes relaxed out to the side. We've done a lot of work with our neck and shoulders, so it might feel good to find some release here. Let's bring the arms up overhead, and hands can come above you almost like a diamond shape. So it would look almost like this, lying down with the elbows out to the side, hands clasped, giving an extra release to the shoulders. For our neck, you can gaze up and behind you. The chin will be a little bit more lifted. Let's open and close our jaw, wrinkle our face a little bit, and swallow. Making sure your legs are long and loose. You can move them a little bit before releasing them down. Little sway in the hips before hips release heavy, big sigh out. Swallowing and removing your tongue from the top of your mouth. You can close your eyes if you like. And letting go of any control you had over your breath. Simply letting your breath move in its own pattern, soaking in and recovering from the practice. As you continue to lay here, know that suggested Shavasana, I think, is about 15 minutes. We've been practicing for about an hour. Give yourself at least 5 minutes in the Shavasana rest. It takes us about 5 minutes to release down, an extra 5 minutes to sink in, and then 5 minutes to wake up. A couple things for you to keep in mind is that the shoulder and neck tension that we all feel is something that comes from stress. Again, that sympathetic nervous system. If you wish, you can start to be aware of different stressors in your life. Maybe they come from work or family or a certain pressure that you're putting on yourself. Start to notice, maybe even record in a journal the ways that you're feeling stress. And then see how you can start to notice, acknowledge, and lift those from your life. Really valuing the sense of rest, getting long sleep, maybe a little less caffeine in the afternoon, and using your yoga practice to check in. Again, I encourage you to stay here for a few more minutes, 10 or 15 if you can. Thank you for coming to this Walkers in August yoga flow today, focusing on our shoulders and neck. And I hope you find calm and joy in the rest of your day. Namaste.